once again, everybody. This is Pastor Lynn from Vietnamese Faith Baptist Church in Dallas, Texas, doing another sermon recap video on our sermon this past Sunday on Ephesians chapter 4, verses 1 through 16. And this is the section of Ephesians where Paul is moving from the theology of Christianity to living it out in real life. So moving from theology of the gospel to living out the gospel. And he says that we should be united in our faith, in our common belief, and we are united in humility, with gentleness, with patience, and bearing up one another in love. We can see the example of this from the Trinity, the Spirit, one Lord, and one God, Father of all. And the unity of the Spirit gives us an example for the unity of the church, the body of Christ. Within this unity, however, there is also a diversity of spiritual gifts, and each gift is meant to lift up and encourage and build up the body of Christ. And each person is gifted with different spiritual gifts in order to accomplish this goal of lifting up the body of Christ into full maturity. And he says in 4:14 that full maturity means no longer being like little children, just tossed about by the waves and the winds of this world and the deceitfulness of humanity in essence, but that we speak the truth in love, and the whole body grows up. And all of this brings me to this idea, this thought, that the church as a whole has a problem, and that problem is immature or dying churches. And churches die for all kinds of reasons. Some churches have just lived out their natural course, but other churches die because they have cancerous Christians within those churches. And I listed out three kinds of cancerous Christians. And it's easy to remember because they all start with C. The first is the cultural Christian who just goes to church just because it's the thing they do, and they just identify as Christians, but they aren't really living out the faith or understanding the faith. The next kind of Christian who's cancerous to a church is the consumer Christian. This is the Christian who just comes to receive and just comes to take in, but don't add or give anything to the body of Christ. And the third kind of Christian who is cancerous to the church is the confused Christian. These are people who think Christianity is about political ideology or a social justice network or something like that, and not really getting to understand Christianity as from the gospel perspective of what Christianity truly is. So these are the kinds of cancerous Christians that inhibit the growth of the church. And our mantra for the day, our thought for the day, is that as we go to church, that we reach out to somebody in the church. So I had the thought of each one reach one. So as you go to church, instead of coming to church to thinking with the thought of consuming something, we go with the thought of adding something to someone's life, to praying for somebody, loving somebody, encouraging somebody, lifting somebody up, bearing somebody up. So that was the sermon this time around. I hope that this recap was helpful for you. If it was, please share it with someone you know who can be helped by it. And we look forward to seeing you at Faith. Thank you very much.